Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Your favorite podcast on the internet.
With Enzo Antonio and Anna Catherine.
Hey guys, welcome back to episode 101.
To Telepathy.
Today we're going to be talking about Metrosexuals 101. It's your
Oh my gosh.
Your base course.
I thought you were going to say we were going to talk about Dalmatians.
101 Dalmatians. We're feeling very Cruella de Vil today. But yes, welcome back to Telepathy. We're so excited to be back. Thank you for all the love on episode 100, even though nobody commented or said anything. But I feel like no response is good. You know, that means like there's nothing bad to say about it. So
there's nothing to hate on.
Right.
So
maybe nothing to
also,
love
guys,
either, but
yeah, exactly. It's just a very neutral thing.
Which is okay.
Telepathy.
But yes, this episode, sorry, I think we're like,
sorry,
okay,
I think we're just talking. Today's just a talk over each other type of episode.
Yes, it's like telepathy on top of each other.
Right. So if you guys are watching the video episode, which can be found on YouTube and or Spotify, I have finally decorated my desk backdrop, which I've been wanting to do for a while. Honestly, I should have done this the week I moved in, and I've just been putting it off. It literally took like 30 minutes, one of those things. But I have the decor, so now we have a legit podcast setup. Ring light coming next episode.
Oh, so exciting.
So, yes, so now we are fully ready.
Exactly.
But things will be changing very soon because Enzo goes to college in like 2 weeks.
I know. Like, what is that setup going to look like? We'll see, I guess. But I'm really excited for this episode because, well, okay, we're talking about men. Everyone clicks off. But no, I'm just kidding. We're talking about performative men. And recently, okay, I didn't know that this was a thing for a while. I thought this was more of a newer term that the kids were saying. But the term metrosexual, which... just getting right off the bat, like I feel like that's kind of jarring to hear because the first time I heard this, I was like, what is that? And we're going to talk all about it.
It actually sounds like, funnily enough, based on the story I told you, which I'm not going to tell you in this episode, but funnily enough, my brother Kirk does sound like a metrosexual because he's a civil engineering major and he loves the metro system. It just sounds like someone who has a really extreme desire for public transportation.
Yes, like somebody who would be like, guys, should we Uber tonight? That's okay. I'll take the metro. That's not what it means though, but we'll get into that. But there's been a rise in performative clairo men. Imagine telling this to a Victorian child. Like I think it would just fall ill and die. But yeah, performative men, clairo men doing stuff just to appeal to women. But we'll get into that. Anyways, I
have so much to say. I like almost started to like say stuff, and then I was like, okay, we need to do the icebreakers first.
Exactly. Speaking
we'll
of
make
camp
it a quick
question,
one.
It's a negative episode number 101, so it's my turn to come up with it. So name, age,
negative.
An odd.
Odd.
Oh my gosh, I'm telling you,
wait,
every
that's
time.
So true though, because negative numbers are in the same category as odd numbers and positive numbers are in the same category as even numbers.
I agree.
Like that just makes sense.
Yes, but it just proves my theory that every time I record a YouTube video or podcast, my vocabulary is gone, my ability to speak English is gone, which is not a good skill to have for a podcast. And I guess also I'm a rambler now too. So name, age, and what is your dream tattoo? Where is it? What's the design?
Ooh, okay.
What are we doing?
That is a good question. Okay, I can't believe we've asked each other 101 questions. That's pretty crazy.
I know, that's like as many Dalmatians as there are.
We should make a conversation card deck with telepathy branding, and it's called the Camp Question deck or something. Wait, isn't that...
that's so genius. Like, keep that under wraps. Actually, don't steal that, guys. Well, it's a telepathy brand, so you can't steal it.
I'm legit, like... creating an Adobe Illustrator document right now. Like
that could be so good for road trips. Just like, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Or first date questions. I don't know, but
yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, it could be first date questions, or it could just be like, yeah, conversation starters, and obviously they'll get even more deep as we continue through telepathy because we're going to start running. We really are running out of the surface level ones.
Yeah, and some of them can be telepathy style. We have to answer for the other person.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, guys, wait. Oh, okay. We're so good at getting off track. It's actually sad.
Anyways, name is Anna. age is 22, and my dream tattoo, which I think I do want to get a tattoo at some point. I'm not going to be the person that is covered in tattoos because I've just never had that desire, but I do a little artsy tattoo in one or two places would be nice. And I
Yes.
want my number one that I could literally get today if I decided on a location on my body is so in Moulin Rouge and in Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, there's a big set. Phew, goodness.
Bless you.
There's
Bless you times
goodness.
2.
There's a big set prop that says L'amour in like a fancy lettering, and it's red and it's really pretty, and I want to get L'amour in that same style somewhere. I still just don't know where to get it. Maybe my shoulder. I just don't want it to be like that visible, but maybe my shoulder actually. I don't know. And I want it in red ink.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So Moulin Rouge.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, yes. My name is Enzo. I'm 18, and I actually have one tattoo to the video. Listeners, I have it on like the side of my shoulder, and it's a mermaid reaching for the moon. And I told the tattoo artist to make the mermaid resemble Ariel, but I don't want it to be a strictly Disney tattoo. And I think he did a really good job at that. But this is technically my dream tattoo. But if I were to get another one, which I do want to at some point, I think I would get it kind of like upper thigh slightly, maybe. And I kind of want, in a similar fashion, a sea witch that resembles Ursula, but once again, not strictly an Ursula tattoo, just so I could have a mermaid and a sea witch on there. I also kind of want a Barb's tramp stamp, but maybe that'll be later in life. But yeah, those are my dream tattoos. So let us know what your guys' dream tattoos are in the comment section or wherever you want in our DMs. Or just shout it
Yes.
out your window,
Yes.
perhaps. Okay.
By the way, guys, I'm drinking a Java chip frappuccino, and I'm aware that I probably have like chocolate chips all in my teeth. So we're just gonna pretend that that's not the case for the
So
next
2014.
35 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. So music shout out.
Yes. Okay, let me pull up the Teleply playlist, which you can talk about in a second. But I'm shouting out the song More in the Morning by Angelica Vila. I think it's Vila, actually. I never know how to pronounce any of my music shout-outs names. But yes, I was obsessed with this song in 7th grade, and I kind of rediscovered it the other day. And it was what I needed, I think, to stay sane. And my second music shout-out, which I'll talk about this more in my little week recap, but I saw Kesha, and she was so good. Like, oh my gosh, it was like a giant party. The set list was perfection. But usually when I go to concerts, I fall in love with a deeper cut that they play. But with this one, I actually fell in love with the
Yeah.
more of one of her hits, you know? It's very nostalgic. Take It Off, though. Oh my gosh. So good. So that's going to be in the playlist. I love Kesha. It was like a big party. If she's coming to your city, 10 out of 10 would recommend to go see her because it's such a cool and fun show. So yes.
Yay. I know that would have been fun. My music shout out. It's just been the vibe. Such the vibe this week. And it is a song by Alfie Templeman.
I love Alfie
Who-
Templeman.
I swear I just don't listen to enough.
Literally.
Like, I just don't. He just kind of flies under the radar, and then every once in a while I remember him and I'm like, wait. It's just I never went through like an obsessive phase where I was listening to him obsessively. So that's why I think he's never like stuck that well.
Right.
But I just love his music, and it's just it's so unique and like such a great vibe. So the song I'm going to shout out is called Busy by Alfie Templeman.
Yes.
It might be like I saw it in like a TikTok or Instagram reel or something. So it might be becoming like a TikTok song or something. I don't know. But it's so good. And then recently, and then the past like week, I've been putting on the Spotify Alfie Templeman mix. So it plays like some Alfie Templeman and then some similar things. And it's just been such a great like August rainy week vibe. So,
Yes.
highly recommend the Alfie Templeman mix. But before you listen to the Alfie Templeman mix, you should listen to our full telepathy playlist, which can be found on Spotify. And if you want to check out this playlist, you can go to our Instagram at the Telepathy Pod, click the highlight titled playlist, and there you'll find a link to the playlist with all the songs that we've added for the past 101 episodes. So it's very full of really, really good music. And if you listen to it in full, you'll become a very pretentious music listener with very good taste, but you'll look down on other listeners of music.
Yes. Our conceit is just contagious. Our conceitedness, our conceit. Guys, this is embarrassing. My vocabulary, like, I promise I have a well-versed, with lots of variety vocabulary, but just when we record, it doesn't happen. Anyways, yes, I haven't watched any movies or anything, have you?
I finished the Shrek saga.
Oh, yes.
It was pretty good. I wouldn't say I'm like obsessed with it. Like it's good. It is very good, but
There's just not that spark that's like, ooh, like a Disney movie would give
yeah,
you.
it's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, anything exciting
yeah.
happening this week or happened?
No, I have a pretty boring day tomorrow.
Yes. Guys, I'm coming to Charlotte to see
Actually,
Anna's apartment, and we're
yes,
going to see
telepathy.
the new Hunger Games.
Telepathy in person.
Hello? There I go again. Not the new Hunger Games. Some of where
I
the
wish
Hunger
we were
Games.
seeing the new Hunger Games.
I am excited to see that. Oh, that was just like me subconsciously sharing my excitement for that. But where they filmed some of the Hunger Games is in North Carolina, and it's kind of near Charlotte.
About an hour from
so
me.
we're gonna go pop out and see Katniss's house and some of District 12 and
And the
Peta's Bakery.
theme. Let's just get into it.
Yes. Okay. So I think like any telepathy episode where we're discussing something in culture, something in the media, we always like to define it. And the Google definition of metrosexual is actually wild. So I'm going to read this to you guys. So
Really?
this is as an adjective. So relating to or denoting men who live in urban areas and enjoy shopping, fashion, and similar interests traditionally associated with women or gay men. And I kind of was like, okay, like I knew what it meant, but seeing it written out like that, I'm kind of like, okay, this is actually kind of a wild term, and why is this even a thing? So I've been seeing TikToks recently, which yes, I'm on TikTok, unfortunately, but if you are also on TikTok and accidentally stumbled to out in San Antonio, follow me. Okay, I didn't like that, but I've been seeing these TikToks of like peak level performative. And it's like a guy going down the escalator with a matcha in his left hand, and he has earbuds in listening to Clairo and
And a tote bag.
and he's reading feminist literature, which first of all, let's talk about the fact that anybody reading on an escalator is immediately performative because I mean, there are some long escalators out there, but you could, even in like one of the longest escalators in the world, you could probably get through a page or two max. So I know you are not
you've
reading
got to
on
be
an
like
escalator.
really,
Right.
yeah,
And be aware of your
You've
surroundings.
got to be really into a book. Sorry.
Exactly. No, I was just saying be aware of your surroundings. So have you ever seen this in real life?
Okay, I will say I have not really seen this in real life, except I've seen it. I'd say I've seen it a little bit at SCAD. Like I haven't seen like the true stereotypical performative man, Clairo boy, if you will, because this is like, side note, like obviously y'all know, but like this topic has really just popped up not popped up. This topic has been even more talked about in the past like month, just because the term Clairo boy or Clairo man, I don't know, Clairo guy, Clairo dude, Clairo male, if you will,
Exactly.
has really just everybody's like joking about it. So that's why this topic is like even more relevant than ever. But I haven't seen the true stereotypical one where they're like reading a book on an escalator, but at SCAD, I'd say some of the straight guys at SCAD are definitely borderline at that level because, I mean, you go to art school, what else can you do?
Yeah.
And then in LA, when I was in LA, like at a few coffee shops, I would see like a guy that was like sketching at the table or like just doing something very artsy, which is a good thing. Like I think that's great if a straight guy feels comfortable to like do something artsy in public. Like I think that's really good and that should be normalized, but when they're doing it to be seen, it's almost like, isn't this truly just like the female gaze versus the male gaze?
I think so.
As in GAZE, not GAYS.
Yeah.
Because those words do sound exactly the same. Because, like, if a girl is dressing or doing things for the male gaze, you might be more like, what are some examples? Like,
Ooh.
wearing a lot of makeup or, like...
You think that's for the male gaze? Because the ironic thing is the male gaze, you'll always see people criticize bolder makeup looks because that's what men think makeup is. They'll see clean girl makeup and think, oh, she's not wearing any makeup. But the second there's a fake lash or something, suddenly it's like, oh, you're wearing makeup. But it's like, okay, a few coats of mascara is still makeup.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually the best example because I feel like a lot of guys say that they prefer less makeup. So if you do like a clean girl makeup, that could be for the male gaze. What are some things for the male gaze?
Why is what is coming to mind not good? And that's what's annoying. It's so annoying because I feel like the male gaze is literally unachievable and it's so unrealistic and it's very often controlling in my opinion. Like the idea that you want somebody who's modest, but also like you want to see body parts, you know, like I think that's weird.
Okay. This says, this like wearing form-fitting or revealing clothing, posing in certain ways that could like emphasize certain parts of your body.
The male gaze is my jeans are blue.
Doing activities in a sexy but casual way, like licking an ice cream cone.
Genes are passed down from parent to offspring.
Genes are passed down
even
from parents to offspring.
Sweeney, girl.
So anyways, it's just like looking more, it's purposely trying to look attractive, I guess. Whereas where I literally do think that's kind of what the clairo boys do is like they're doing things that girls would find attractive or like he's written by a female. You know, when people say like he's literally written by a female, like it's something that girls would actually be into. But when it's so performative in this way, it's like, no.
I know, but there is kind of this gray area where at what point is it just a guy doing something that's maybe like traditionally more feminine or being artistic or just very normal human activities and then it not aligning with people's very narrow idea of masculinity. And so then from there, it's like, oh, you're just doing this because it's like, it doesn't necessarily make you feminine to sketch. You know what I mean? But I think that, okay, and this is what I wanted to talk a little bit about of how I think that this word is going to get misused very quickly. Similar to how, honestly, one of the examples that I thought of is like the word twink because, you know, originally it was used mostly with just people.
I do want to talk about this, yes.
Mostly just with people in the community who were, I guess, using it as a playful way. And typically it would be like a gay guy using it to describe himself. But then the second that people just outside the community or, I mean, people started calling other people this word. Like, for example, Troye Sivan, I know, talked about kind of how it felt icky when people would call him that because, you know, it started off as more of a playful thing within the community, but then it became almost an insult to the point where, and like, I think if you guys,
it's almost like,
I think if you guys call somebody a twink or like if you say a sentence and call somebody a twink in that sentence and you replace the word twink with the F slur, it probably wouldn't have a completely different meaning. Like it would probably say the same thing. And that's why it's a problem, honestly.
Yeah. Cause I've heard a lot of discussion about like, is twink becoming a slur? Like if you use it in a negative way or just in like, and then there's also people calling like straight, like Timothy Chalamet or like any of the like
skinny men.
rodent-esque skinny men that everyone loves. Like, cause I feel like it's weird when people call straight men like Timothy Chalamet that, because I'm like, well, that's not technically like
Yeah.
what it is.
No, exactly. And so I say all of that to say that I think that this term of clairo boy or whatever, or peak level performative, whatever, this is going to be used to basically replace the word gay. So instead of calling something that any straight guy does, or maybe
Oh,
traditionally masculine person, if they do something feminine, then it's like, oh, that's gay. It's going to be, oh, you're a clairo boy, and it's just going to be used in that negative way. And so that's why I'm kind of already seeing this. And I'm like, I'm laughing a little bit, but I'm kind of like, oh, I have a feeling I know where this is going.
yeah, because then that also gets into the deeper conversation of like gender roles and like gender in general, because it's kind of along the same lines of like if a girl has like masculine hobbies, or like maybe you grow up as like a tomboy, like getting called gay, or like people saying like she's a lesbian. So it's like it really goes into the topic of like it's not ever a black and white answer. Like straight people can have hobbies that don't align with their typical gender roles, and not straight people can have hobbies that don't align with theirs. Like, because then it's like you're basically saying that like because a boy likes matcha, he's gay, or like, but then it's like, why is matcha
Right.
a gay thing?
Like, if you really zoom out a bit, what the is a feminine hobby? What is a masculine hobby? Like a
Yeah,
masculine
because it's
drink?
like,
Like, what is that?
yeah, it's like saying that girls can't play with Hot Wheels as a kid, or like boys can't play with Barbies. It's like, why are we giving hobbies gender, or foods, especially foods?
Exactly. Because then when you reverse the stereotype and you have a girl ordering a hot black coffee or something, then everyone's like, oh, businessman vibes,
Yeah.
or I don't know, but it's like, maybe that's not what she's trying to give? And so, okay, the reason why this is all very concerning to me, and this is definitely zooming out a lot into the broader, I think, shift culturally that we're seeing. And this is why this is
Did
raising,
you say shift?
yes, a shift, a lot of red flags for me, is because, with the rise in transphobia, now you're seeing just narrower ideas of femininity. And you have people who have something that's deemed as typically masculine, like broad shoulders or being tall or something. And then you're having people saying, oh, are you trans or something? And this is why transphobia doesn't just affect trans people. It can even infiltrate cis people and how we view gender. And I feel like now this is, it still all falls within
I
the
know.
gender binary and how we're ranking what's most masculine and what's feminine. Like,
I know.
yeah.
How did it go from narrow to like wide back to narrow? Like, how did we? I swear, like a few years ago, we were getting more like like anyone can do, or like anything, and now it's narrowed down again.
Yeah, and it's crazy though, but I do believe that if you can rank it, it's not binary. But also, why are we ranking it to begin with? Because I don't know, it sounds all stupid to me. Like, how is somebody who is a gym rat and loves lifting weights and all of that so much more masculine or on this different level in society than somebody who reads books and likes matcha? Like, where does matcha come into this? Whether you're drinking matcha or a protein shake, I really don't get how that reflects your lifestyle or your like sexual identity that much, or even gender identity. I think people are just
Yeah.
looking too into it and are kind of not subconsciously giving into these stereotypes that have existed for so long, but they're also redefining these gender types or gender roles to be even more narrow. And I don't know. I think that this term, like
Yeah.
if you were to be like, oh, that's a clairo boy, are you just trying to say like that's like he's gay? Or, if you really think of like how you're using the term, I think
Yeah.
that that's the most important first step to analyze.
So I want to talk a little bit about like how, okay, so we're talking about like a straight man, or maybe a bisexual man,
Right.
but usually straight. Do you think do you think it's a positive or a negative thing? Okay, so if a guy is like doing these performative things for the sake of performance, like he's genuinely like, I'm gonna read the bell jar on the metro so that these girls think I'm so like educated and mysterious and like everyone wants to be with me, and I'm gonna wear my clairo shirt from her tour. Like, do you think that's a bad thing when they're doing it in a truly performative way?
Yes, I think anything that's performative is bad, and I think people will be able to see through it very quickly, because if you're not being authentic to yourself or you're trying to portray a certain image, people will see through that immediately. And I think it's important to read feminist literature because it's important history, not because it's attractive. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's hot if a guy is reading the bell jar, like you were saying. I don't think it's hot just looking at somebody reading that. I think, maybe it would be attractive if somebody's analyzing the book and shows that they have genuine interest in this. Maybe it's like,
Yeah.
okay, that is
I think
a green
even
flag.
even if they're reading in general, I think that's better than not reading at all.
Right. Like,
And also, like, I understand that, like, a man, if they're not super into, like, literature or, like, feminist history, like, I understand that it's more likely for a woman to read feminist literature.
yeah.
Like, for example, I don't really have any interest in reading whatever. Well, actually, I do. I was gonna say I don't have any interest in reading, like typically masculine literature, but I was like, I like the idea of reading like Russian literature, like
Or like books on the patriarchy. It's like you want to
Dostoevsky.
read it because it affects all of our lives. And so it like,
Yeah,
it's like, it's almost like these things actually affect you. And even if you're a man reading feminist literature, it's like, yes, feminism has everything to do with you because you're still a human existing in this world. And okay, yes, keep going.
yeah. I also wanted to talk a little about like the opposite side of things, which is like the other chronically online side of straight men, which is like the red pill, the quote unquote red pill media, which is like Andrew Tate, is that his name?
I think so.
And those guys. So like that's definitely worse, because if I were to meet a clairo boy in person, I'd be like, okay, he's like trying his best.
Oh, I will take the clairo tour shirt any day over somebody
Yeah.
who's doing whatever the Andrew Tate followers do, because
Yeah, like, oh, bro, Andrew Tate. Did you guys see Andrew Tate's podcast yesterday?
have you seen
Like,
Telepathy
no.
yesterday? Exactly. Get on it. Ugh, it pisses me off.
I honestly like don't even have much to say about this type of content because I haven't really ever seen any content in that. I only know about it. I only know of it. I don't know about it, so I don't have much to speak on it. But the vibes I get from the clairo boys are slightly better. Well, a lot better.
I think that the Andrew Tate followers are not even worth our time of day, because how to even begin to unpack how you got into this content and how you became a follower of this content style. But the reason why we're talking about clairo men is because I think we can ration with them. I think that they do have their best foot forward sometimes.
They're on the right track.
Exactly. Like I think maybe a clairo man would listen to Telepathy. And if you are, just know that be yourself, and there's nothing wrong with ordering a matcha if you really like matcha, but don't order it just because you think it's attractive, because
Yeah.
I think that like if you're reading feminist literature for the sake of appealing to women, it's like I literally feel like that's anti-feminist. You know what I mean? Because you're just
Yeah,
trying to
because
appeal
you're like
to what you
tricking.
think women
You're
like.
like, that's like manipulator. Like, you're trying to make their mind be like, oh, he's reading this book. Like, wow,
Exactly.
that's literally manipulation. Yeah. So, why do we think this has suddenly arisen so much recently, especially in the past month?
I'm going to be so honest, and this could just be because my Instagram is cursed, but I've been getting so many conservative reels recently, and I've literally had to log off of Instagram for the day sometimes because I'll see a reel that's
Really?
literally homophobic, transphobic, or racist, xenophobic, all of the above. And I'll be like, wow, this is wild. Let me open up the comment section thinking it's going to be people being like, yeah, this is not it. And then I open it up and it's like, thank you. This is common sense. And I'm like, what is going on in here? So I don't know if social media as a whole is becoming more divided, but I feel like in the US, since certain events last November, I think that there have been a rise in conservative men. And so I think now you have people who don't fall into this hyper masculine conservative side of the internet. And so now, not that they're migrating
They're trying
to a
to like
different
combat
side,
it.
but it's making them stick out. And so now people are talking about it. I don't know if that's a wild theory, but just a thought, just
No,
a shower thought.
That's a good theory. I just remembered that I have these. But earlier today, I was on Instagram and I found. Oh, I can repost these on the telepathy story when this episode comes out because it's kind of fun. But it's from the Instagram account called The Soundgeist, and it's a bingo card there's one for performative cool girl, and there's one for performative male. Mm-hmm. And it's a little bingo card. So I'm just going to read off a few of these so that you all can get more of the idea of this. So, so performative cool girl. You think matcha is overrated. You have a Letterboxd account. You listen to Radiohead. You wear a carabiner, but you're not a lesbian. You don't identify as a feminist, which I don't really think that fits into like, I don't know.
I've never seen like a valid reason as to why somebody's like, I don't identify as a feminist. Because normally it's like, because I don't believe women are superior than men. It's like, who said that? Whoever said that?
You're into beer. That's a good one because I could see myself being more likely to drink a beer if I'm in male presence.
Okay.
Including with my dad.
Okay.
You think Taylor Swift is overrated? You think Taylor Swift is overrated. You're an F1 fan. That's a really good one.
My mom.
You prefer older music. Yeah, your mom is a performative cool girl. You love Tarantino films. So it's basically that you're not like other girls.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the performative male one. You own a record player. You have a Letterboxd account, obviously. You have a copy of The Bell Jar. You identify as a feminist. You don't drink regular milk. You love Sofia Coppola, if that's how you pronounce her last name. I've never said that out loud. You wear a tote bag in public. You're a Lana stan. You wear wired headphones. You own a Carhartt jacket. You have a film camera. You have beanies, baggy pants. You post songs on your story regularly. You love Greta Gerwig films. Yeah.
This is so dumb because, okay, if you're a guy and you need to carry something and you don't have a backpack or something and all you have as a tote bag, what's wrong with that? If you're lactose intolerant and you're a man, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Like, some of this is so stupid. And I
imagine being a lactose intolerant man and getting accused of being a performative.
It's like, drink real milk. Let me see you have an allergic reaction. No, but okay, I think it's okay.
Real men drink real milk.
Ugh, let me die. Anyways, it's never bad to kind of talk about this in a playful way. And it's definitely okay to admit times where you change something about yourself to appeal to somebody. I mean, obviously you want to be authentic, but we're human and that's not going to happen all the time. And so it's definitely okay to be transparent about that. Like, I remember Emma Chamberlain in a podcast episode so long ago, she was talking about how one of the guys at her school that she had a crush on was a big surfer, you know, because she grew up near San Francisco. And so she would buy Roxy clothes, you know, like the more like surfer brand type of stuff to try to make this guy like her. Like, I think that we're all guilty of doing something like that, and it's okay to acknowledge that, but I think it's not good if you're ever using it as an excuse to call somebody gay or basically use it as an insult, which, not that gay is an insult, but if you're trying to use it as an insult, by replacing it with a different term, such as a clairo boy or something like that, then we really need to reevaluate our life choices and also reflect on gender roles and why we feel so passionately that, black coffee is masculine and matcha is feminine. Like, what about that, led you to believing that or led society to believing that? So, yes.
I agree. I also, before we wrap it up, I wanted to shout out, if you want to listen to more content about this topic, I wanted to shout out Nikki Reardon, or Nikki at Night's recent episode on this. It is called, let me pull it up so I can give you the exact title so that you can search it. But Nikki Reardon / Nikki at Night, he's like a semi smaller podcaster, and he's super underrated. He seems, I've actually mentioned him before. He inspired another episode too, because we kind of have we both kind of talk about similar topics, but it's called The Epidemic of Performative Men, and it only has 20K views. He's pretty, he's still growing, which his videos are super good. But
love, I definitely want to watch that. I know you sent it to me, but I kind of had
the
some
funny
of my
thing
own
is that he
thoughts.
literally looks like a performative man, but he actually is gay.
Oh, okay, wait. That is something I kind of wanted to talk about super, super quickly. But okay, I feel like a big part of a metrosexuality, I can't even believe this is an actual term, but when we talk about fashion, I feel like there's so much, specifically in men's fashion, that, a few years ago, somebody would call it gay to wear, and now the metrosexuals are wearing it. For example, Ugg boots or baby tees. How Ugg boots in 2016, it definitely, I feel like you were called gay if you wore them. Actually, not I feel like. This is actually based on a true story. Anyways, but yeah. I remember, no, let me be more concise. So now the little mini Ugg slippers or the ankle Uggs are now popular. And I know straight guys at my high school that would have those. And there's nothing wrong with it, but it is just kind of ironic to see that, okay, you probably would have made fun of this 4 years ago and now you're wearing it because it's cool for straight guys to wear, or it's finally deemed as masculine enough. Same with baby tees, which I still don't even know.
Yeah,
if we're
baby
there
tees
yet,
and
but
crop tops, for sure. And a lot of these things are the types of things that you truly won't see out and about that much until you go to LA. Because as soon as you get to Silver Lake, everybody's wearing that. If you live out in somewhere like us, like North Carolina, you're not going to see it that often. But I promise, as soon as you get to Silver Lake, you won't not see that.
Yeah. So I think it's just important to acknowledge that a lot of fashion has roots in different communities, and don't just hate on something because it's trendy, because a few years later you might be wearing it and you might be laughing at yourself. Also,
this is true, unless it's skinny jeans, because I still hate on skinny jeans, and I fear that they definitely are going to come back in the next 5
they just
years,
don't look
and
good
I
on
fear
me.
that
So
day.
I honestly think I'm safe from that. But yeah, and this isn't just
same, but they don't look good on me either, but that's what I think about everything until it comes back in style.
That's very true, because I tried on a pair of jorts and it still wasn't doing it for me. But okay, yes, I think that it's important to remember that fashion has roots in so many different communities, not just the queer community, but also very popular with clairo men is baggy jeans or kind of sagging, which definitely has its roots in Black culture and stuff. So, just don't make fun of something just because society's doing it or they think it's too something, to whatever label they're putting on it at the time. And just be yourself. Sounds so cringy. But yes, I think this was a good conversation.
Yes.
Do you have any other thoughts and feelings?
Not really. I think that was a really interesting conversation. It took you had a very different perspective on it than I did. Not different perspective, but you just had thoughts that I hadn't had before. So I feel like I learned a lot.
Yes. And it is so different too, just growing up a girly pop and, being on the playground when I'm in preschool and being like, oh, you're wearing girl boots. Like, I literally remember somebody said that to me and kind of just thinking, like, huh? So I was like, wait, yeah, they are girl boots. Thank you. But yeah, anyways, guys, drink your matcha if you want, drink your black coffee if you want, drink your beer if you want. But
Read the bell jar. I haven't read the bell jar. I actually need to read that.
drink whole milk if you want, unless you're vegan or lactose intolerant. Stand on it.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of Telepathy. Let us know your thoughts because I feel like there's so many other things within this topic that can be discussed. So let us know how you guys feel about it. Or if you have any other examples of this, of when you've seen it
Yes.
in real life, I would love to hear. So let us know in our comment section, whether that's on YouTube or Spotify has a comment section now too, which I found out because
We should do a yes or pass with performative activities.
we got a hate comment from a Benson Boone fan. We should do that.
We did.
On the Spotify one, it was just kind of like a Benson Boone fan being like, oh. And you know what? I'm sorry.
Really?
We came for your fave, but maybe that wasn't the episode for you. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, if you're a Benson Boone fan, I recommend that you listen to Telepathy with very much caution
Yes.
and a trigger warning. Trigger warning, Benson Boone.
Ugh.
Hate.
Yeah. It isn't love. It isn't hate. It's just indifference.
Benson
said that?
Boone
Oh,
seems
Taylor
pretty
Swift.
dang performative to me.
I kind of agree with that, but that's a whole different rabbit hole. Anna needs to go be performative at a record store now.
Yeah, I do. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode 101 of Telepathy. We are so excited to be back with you next Tuesday with episode 102. 102 next Tuesday. Until then, follow us on
Till
Instagram
then, I'm
at
going to
the
go
Telepathy
drink
Pod.
my beer and be a performative girl. Oh,
Yes.
anyways, thanks
Let's
for
do it.
listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.